Alright, hello. I'm just putting together this little video to show you what a Titanfall 2 run looks like. Um, I would have done this earlier, but I didn't have a lot of the cool tricks in, and so this run I had some more cool tricks that I'm happy to show off. Okay, so the base movement mechanics of this game, you can walk forward, left, right, backwards. Um, you can run, you can jump, you can crouch, you can slide, you can double jump, you can attach to walls. I think that's about it. Um, and so what we do to go faster is so how sliding works is if you hold the crouch button and you're above a certain speed, you'll automatically slide. And so you can like sprint and then crouch and then jump, and you'll maintain the speed you got from the slide through your jump. And so then you hit the ground, you jump again, you hit the ground, you jump again, and so you maintain your speed through all these jumps. That's called slide hopping. That's gonna be the main way I get around. It's significantly faster than just running. Um, the other main movement mechanic is going to be air strafing. Just how the game works, how the physics engine in the game works is you move faster if you're holding the left and right buttons in the air specifically. In the air specifically, you move faster if you're holding the left and right buttons than if you're holding the forward button. So you'll see me like curving. So when I'm slide hopping, you'll see me like curving in and out. It's because I'm holding the slide buttons and moving my mouse in a specific way to give me a relatively straight line, even though I'm holding the buttons to go to the side. So I'll just show you. I'll just show you me running down this hallway here, and you can see me doing this. Yeah, slide hopping. You also notice a little timer in the corner. It has the 15 levels, and it's my timer. Here's wall ride. Yeah. Basically that. So now I'm gonna move on to the first. Uh, oh, there's some more slide hopping. I'll show you a little bit more, I suppose. Here we go. So yeah. Oh wait, do I die here? I don't remember. I think I die. Oh yeah, I do. You didn't see that. So okay, so there's a piece of falling debris there, and you have to go fast enough to get past it. Otherwise, you die like that. So I took a death because I wasn't quite going fast enough. And then there's some more cutscenes. There's a lot of unskippable cutscenes, and that's probably the worst part about this game, if I had to choose one. Okay, I think this is it. So I died. So this is a trick called river jump, and I died many times attempting this. It's a relatively easy trick, but I died many times doing it. I just messed up. Oh wait, did I? Yeah, I did. So if you so you're so you, okay, so if you look at my screen in kind of near if you follow the river, you can see this piece of like red and white debris that my mouse is over right now. I don't know if you can see my mouse. You're supposed to jump from there to this yellow wall here, but you have to run all the way down this way and then turn, and it's faster to just do this. I lost like 30 seconds or 40 seconds because I died a bunch of times on this trick. But yeah, it's a pretty cool trick. There's some cool movement here. I'll show you that. Yeah, yeah, some pretty cool movement. Okay, so now this is all just boring parts here. Okay, so no, let's not show you that. Let's show you sludge skip. I don't know how many. Do I die? I don't remember how sludge skip went for me. So you can climb up here, and so you'll see the voice lines on the bottom there. For 90% of the game, it doesn't matter, but it does matter in this specific circumstance. Because so you're supposed to be locked in this room that I'm coming up to. You're supposed to be locked in this room and have to fight waves and waves of enemies. But you see my Titan is. Oh, I didn't tell you about the Titan. You see my Titan is near the fence there, and so we can actually get inside of the Titan through the fence when you're not supposed to. So I choose the voice lines that get him to stay near the fence for the longest amount of time. So you're not the jump I'm about to do. You're not supposed to make it. I don't remember if how well it goes. Oh yeah, I do. Oh, and then I fell on the easy part. I remember that. Oh wait, no, I did it. That's fine. So yeah, that's how it's supposed to go. You're not okay. So that's how the trick we did goes. You're supposed to be locked in a room for like several minutes, having to fight waves and waves of enemies. It we save at least like 3 minutes, probably more than that, doing this trick. It's called sludge skip. Um, yeah, and then we fight Kane. It's boring. Um, and then do I? I don't remember if I hit. Oh, I don't hit the cycle. I won't show it then. There's a fun little thing here where once you hit this button, it removes the kill plane. So the kill plane is once you it's like a imagine an invisible floor that if you touch it you die, and it's how the game determines if you've fallen off or not. But if once you press that button, it removes the kill plane. So we just press the button and jump off to make it go by a little bit faster. This level is what's called an auto scroller. So for 90% of this level, it doesn't really matter. I just have to go fast enough. So I could be so like between like second time runner and a world record holder. This level is the exact same up until we get to dome launch. It's pretty sad because it's such a cool level with like a ton of cool movement in it, but none of this matters. Like I'm going pretty fast here. I could just be like sprinting normally and just doing this completely normally, and I'd be fine. Um, yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you some more of this movement because this is pretty cool stuff here. I see. Like I take the time to like kill these guys and grab their guns because that's a strong gun. So like I take my time. I doesn't matter. You know. Normally I wouldn't take the time to do that, but yeah. And so if you're on a moving platform and you jump, the game gives you the speed of your jump plus the moving platform, so we can do stuff like this. I think I kind of messed this up. Oh no, I don't. Yeah, look at that. Woohoo! It's fun. We use that again in later in the level. So I'm supposed to go left here, and it's like there's a ton of enemies and a ton of crushing hazards, and it's really dangerous, and you have to go really fast in order to make the cycle. But instead, we can just go over here. This is called Told Spice. I messed up, but like it doesn't matter because this is an auto scroller. We call this Told Spice based off the person who found it. And then I go over here, blah 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 blah, and so like then I just wait. Like, let's see how long. I wait. So I get here, and then there's like 40 seconds of waiting, 40 to 50 seconds of waiting. So yeah, it doesn't matter. I could have lost 50 more seconds throughout the other parts of the level, and I still would have been here. So I'm lining myself up pretty precisely here. It's kind of annoying to do it on a keyboard, so I'm thinking about actually real quick using my controller for this section. And here we have dome launch. This is another really cool trick. It uses the aforementioned if a platform is moving up and you jump off of it, you go fast, high, to make this. It's pretty cool. It's very precise and very difficult. I think I hit it first try, which is pretty rare. Or I kind of hit it. I don't die. I hit the backup. So yeah, I barely survived there because that platform knocks me down right onto here. Um, so that this is the backup. If I did it perfectly, I could have made it even higher and not had to do this little climbing section here. If I did it perfectly, I would have made it all the way up to here, and that's where I need to go in order for the game to progress. And then I go stand on. Oh crap! You didn't see anything. So then I go stand on this platform, and then I jump to here, and turns out there's a hole in the wall. So I just walk through the hole in the wall. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then I I go over some more slide hopping with air strafing in it. And then I go stand here. And so the game teleports me to the end of the level, which is nice because it's supposed to teleport you. So it's supposed to, there's actually two domes, but you're not supposed to know that. And so the game's actually supposed to teleport you from the one dome to the other one. But because we're standing out of bounds, it actually teleports us to the end of the level instead of to the other dome, which is pretty nice. Oh, this is a fairly cool trick. This is called, oh Jesus, I messed it up. This is called cylinder skip. You're supposed, this cylinder opens up after you rotate it, and you're supposed to like climb along it, but you can grab onto it and then it'll fling you behind. The movement up here is like super difficult because of how this it's like a curve, and so the slide hop timing is different on inclines. Um, and it's not a constant incline either, so it's not like I change it from I jump every 1 second to I jump every half second. It's like a constant change, and it's pretty difficult. I actually did like very well there. I usually do much worse on that section. And then there's this cool platform, and then I get in BT, and then let's jump to the next. Oh, you don't see anything. You don't see anything. Okay, so this Titan can fly, and so if you're on a platform that's too small for both you and your Titan to stand on, in our case it's going to be a pipe, and then you get out of it, the game will move you and your Titan to the nearest location that is big enough for both of you. Luckily for us, it doesn't check if this nearest location is out of bounds or not. So I clip out of bounds using this. It's called disembark clip. So I'm supposed to fight a boss. I'll show you. So what the game wants you to do is go to that giant hole in that blue hole in the wall over there, but we can actually just fly over here, walk around it. The game kind of glitches out when you're looking at a void. Like it doesn't know what to show you, so it shows you the last texture on screen. But if your graphics settings are too low, it shows you the last texture on screen, but it also like kind of like spasms out. So yeah, this happens. Yeah, it's very strange. And then there's an invisible wall there that I disembark clip through that one as well. And then you just run over here, you fly up onto this pipe, and then you run to the end of the level. Pretty cool trick. This is called Ash Skip because it skips fighting Ash. Yeah, that's pretty snazzy. This is Affect and Cause 1. Uh, it's a pretty cool level. I don't think it has any major cool skips. It has some really cool movement though. I think I messed most of it up. This is like this hallway has some like really cool movement, but I mess it up. So I don't go for the trick. I go for the backup. Bink, bink, and then what's supposed to happen is there's like a bunch of dialogue. It's probably not good for your eyes to do that. So there's a bunch of dialogue, and while we're waiting for the dialogue, I get up here. You might want to close your eyes for a second. And so what happens is my Titan BT, he throws a zip line, and we grab onto the zip line and then go into this whole hole in the wall. But instead, I can get up here and then grab the zip line as he's throwing it, or no, I don't grab it as he's throwing it. I grab it higher up so I don't have to ride it all the way up. I've recently started doing this trick and runs, so I'm still not completely competent on it. Oh, and dialogue options sometimes matter if you're waiting like for the next thing to happen, because sometimes dialogue options make it progress slightly faster. So yeah, and then you can see he throws it, and I go here, and I grab it real high up because I would have to ride it all the way from the bottom instead. So now we have a device that lets us control the time shifts instead of it just being random like it was before, or not random. It like on us like cycles, but now it's just we can control it. There's some pretty cool movement through here as well. I hit this movement like really well. Like I rarely do. I really do that good here. Oh, did I get bad Prowler RNG here? Oh, I did. I respond to it well though. So that Prowler sometimes is in the doorway, sometimes he's not, and he can mess you up if he's walks in front of that doorway. Yeah, there's some waiting, some waiting, some waiting. Oh, this room I'm coming up to is called a Hell Room because of how difficult it is. I do not go for the difficult strategy. I go for the easier strategy. Yeah, still some pretty cool movement though, and still a fairly difficult room, even if you go for the easy strategy. I don't think there's anything super interesting until we get to time stop. So now I'm gonna affect and cause three. Oh, dude, I messed up time stop. I wanted to show off time stop. That's so sad. If I remember, I'll show off time stop later. There's just some boring stuff. Whatever. Beacon one, boring level. Boring, boring, boring. Aha. Now we're on Beacon two, which has some really cool movement and some cool skips. Um, yeah. Here we go. It doesn't. I mean, it's not so cool movement because I mess it up a bunch. Um, oh, okay. Here we go. This is heat sink skip. There's a room. So that white thing in front of me is actually a door, and so there's a doorway under it, and you're supposed to go into that room, go through it, and come out the other side. But because we're gamers, we can actually just jump from that door to the exit of the room. It's a pretty cool trick. It's moderate to difficult, and I can't remember if I hit it first try or not. I might have died here. Nope, I'm gaming. You see me go into the room. I actually have to go into the room, um, because if I don't, then the game will not let me progress. Because the game doesn't know where I am. There's some cool movement here. This is actually like you can't control this at all. So like the game pretty much does that. It's just because he gets real fast. This is one of the best levels of speedrun because of how difficult it is and how much tight movement it has, but it's pretty difficult. Okay, so this Titan can fly, and you're not supposed to be able to get out of it while he's flying. But if you wedge yourself into a corner, like you just saw me do, and then if you wedge yourself into a corner and his feet touch the ground, then you can get out of him. And so while he's flying, he has 15% reduced gravity. And if I get out of him while he's flying, I also get the 15% reduced gravity. So he's gonna throw us, and um, we want to go farther and faster, of course. And so we get moon boots, which is the 15% reduced gravity. And so we get moon boots, and he's supposed to throw us to that little white rectangle that he's pointed. That's there. But instead, because we have moon boots and because we jump off of his hand as well, he throws us here. This is called super fastball, and it's one of the coolest tricks on the run. So I wasn't actually high enough. If I was higher, I can jump off that crane that I just flew under and continue that movement train. I mess it up sadly, so I have to do this instead. Still some pretty cool movement here. And then there's terminal skip. I don't remember. I think I made terminal skip first try. I might have died in it though. I kind of wanted to go for a trick there, but I did go for it. Okay, well, never mind. I thought never mind. So yeah, some cool movement, and then blah, blah, blah. You didn't see anything. Okay. Oh, I forgot. I remember. So that blue thing I just threw is called a grav star, and so it sucks everything in and then it explodes out. And so I'll go back 10 seconds. Let's see if I look at it. Okay, so that dish. So I want to get to that dish to my right that you can kind of see. It's like taking up like half the screen. um, it's in the background. It's on a crane, and so what you're supposed to do is climb up to the left, get the crane, and then bring it over. But instead, we can just jump to it with a grav star. It's pretty cool. I mess it up slightly here. Like I make it, but I don't make it as good as I could have. My timing was slightly off. So I'm supposed to be able to make it to that black platform in front of me. Instead, I missed it just ever so slightly, and I land on these yellow things. So I have to go for the backup here. It lost a few seconds, but better than dying. And then the return trip is also pretty cool. So because this is supposed to be over, we're supposed to just be able to easily jump off. But because we didn't bring it over, the we have to like go really far. So we do some really tight air strafing and just barely make it back. I guess not just barely, but like that the dish retracts after I pull the thing out, so it's pretty tough. And then this one we just barely make over. I mess it up. I don't get the wall right here. There we go. Second, third time's a charm. This is really close. Like, yeah. There's better ways to do that, but they're harder. So I do the faster, easier way. And then there's just a fight, and that's kind of boring. And then once the fight is done, what's supposed to happen is BT, who's my Titan, is supposed to throw us up to the top. But that's kind of slow. So instead, we just climb up there ourselves and pull it out. So yeah, I'm gonna turn the audio back on here because you'll see him. If you listen closely, you can hear BT talking. It kind of overlays two dialogue options because we're farther ahead than we should be. But you can hear BT saying, "I will throw you. A throw plus additional climbing is required." Like as we're pulling it out. Bad fight, but whatever. So yeah.
Protocol 2 mission update. Replace the uplink module. The socket for the module is at the top of this dish. A throw combined with additional climbing is required.
A throw combined with additional climbing is required, and then I pull it out immediately after. I had a bad fight apparently. What can you do? So yeah, that's nice. I find that kind of funny. And then we fight Richter. He's really weak. We kill him. Cutscene, cutscene, cutscenes, 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 cutscenes. Tribal Fire. I do not like this level. It's all Titan combat and movement, and I am bad at Titan combat and movement. So yeah, I don't like it. So what's supposed to happen is these walls are supposed to get destroyed, but that takes a while. So instead, so the game just like assumes. Oh, okay, crap. So the game just like assumes that the walls are going to get destroyed before you get to them, because these guns do so much damage. So the game just doesn't bother to put a hitbox for the walls, so you can just walk through them. Um, yeah, these guns would kill you, but so one, we play on easy mode. Two, this Titan is called Ronin, and they have an extra dash and the sword block. So you see how I have my sword in front of me. It reduces incoming damage by like 75%, I think. And so all these things together is combined to just enough to get me across the gap. And I just walk through the wall. Stop shooting at me. I switch to Scorch, and then I can instantly start killing these Titans as they spawn. And then there's just some boring stuff here. I just sprint past with Ronin. This is called this is pretty cool. So now we're on the Arc. The Arc is a very cool level in theory, but it's poorly made. So the game handles moving platforms kind of bad, and so that combined with the fact that how the game so from 90% of the game, how it determines if you've fallen off is the kill plane, which I mentioned earlier. Imagine like an invisible floor under the level that if you touch it, you die. And so that's how it determines if you fall off for most of it. But not for the Arc. For the Arc, it determines if you fall off if you've been falling for 4 seconds. I think it's 4 seconds. It might be more or less than that, but it's about that. So that combined with the fact that the game handles moving platforms poorly means on a few occasions the ship you're on, so all these all ships are always moving. So that combined with the fact that so that means the ship you're on, sometimes the ship will just be moving straight downward and the game will register you as falling even though you're not, and the game will kill you. It sucks. Plus if you like, you can clip into floors and walls and like ceilings, and that'll kill you if the like yeah if it's moving the wrong way. I use an audio cue to time this. So what's supposed to happen here is BT is supposed to throw me. You can kind of see it. I'll wait a second. So that ship right there. BT is supposed to throw me to it, but that takes a while. So we can actually just barely make it with if we throw a grenade behind us. I did a really bad jump, but I got lucky here. Because how the ships move is random, is partially random, and so I got lucky because the ships were pretty close together. Even though I had a bad jump, I still made it. And so you see me running around here, in order for the game to realize that I'm not moving straight down. And then this next trick is called early 6-4. It's the most random trick in the game. I do not like it, but it saves like a ton of time. Because Barker Skip, which was the trick, which was this one. This is Barker Skip. This just trick is partially random, but early 6-4, which is the next one I do, is like really, really random. Barker Skip is way harder though than early 6-4, so it kind of evens out. I do not like early 6-4. I make it first try, which is honestly pretty incredible. I die on the easy quote unquote early 6-4 way more than I die on the hard quote unquote Barker Skip. So then there's just some movement. Oh, that part was bad. And then yeah, blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Then Viper fight. That's kind of boring. Oh my goodness. I played my arc was pretty bad. I think I died a few times. Blah 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 blah. A lot of cutscenes. The fold weapon is, I believe, the longest level in the game, and it's just because it has so many dang cutscenes. Oh, I died there. If you die early enough in this level, the game doesn't progress. It's really dumb. I think I died on Stalker Hallway there. Then Sloan fight. I almost, blah, blah, blah. You have gone too far. What happened there? Look at this. Okay. So I have 2 health bars. So I have my normal health bar. And then once that runs out, I have my reactor health bar. And so Sloan laser cores here, which does a ton of damage. And I'm also standing on my own thermite, which does a ton of damage. So you see how quickly my health bar is going down. Look at how close that was. I almost died. That was like so incredibly close. Oh, I went back too far. Whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I'm shocked I survived that. Because I'm also standing on my own thermite, which also does damage to me. So I was taking a lot of damage. I think I don't... Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That is so incredibly close. I just managed to do enough damage to send her into her next phase before she killed me. So close. And then... So Sloan is dead now. I've killed her. So what happens here is you see that yellow ball. So I'm supposed to climb into there. And so I'm supposed to climb into there, but first there's like like an EMP that happens. So so my Titan gets like heavily damaged. And so what happens? So what's supposed to happen is your Titan gets heavily damaged, and then one of the main enemies, who's a mercenary, he like climbs out. He gets out. He climbs on top of your Titan. He's like, "You can't kill me, but I can't. I'm not gonna kill you either because I'm a mercenary. I don't work for free." And then he gets back in his Titan, and then he leaves, and then you can climb in there, and then the game progresses. But for some unknown reason, the Titan I'm playing as right now is Ronin. If you use Ronin's ultimate, his core, just before you start climbing into it, for some unknown reason, you just watch. It's pretty cool. So you see core active just as I started holding E here. And so then this happens. And then I have my gun out, which is pretty strange. I'm not supposed to have my gun out here. I have my gun out and can look around. 2 things I'm not supposed to be able to do. That's weird. Let's see how that works. Some flashing lights. Alright. Oh, my Titan also has his gun out. That's pretty weird. Let's see how that goes. I'm also gonna put on the audio. Hey, I got good on you. That was So yeah, that's called Andy Shot, named on the person who found it. And for some reason, if you use Ronin Core before you enter this cutscene, you can shoot in it and you can kill Blisk. He's supposed to survive. This is not supposed to happen. And it doesn't act, it only saves like 30 seconds because all it skips is some dialogue. He has some more dialogue and it just skips most of his dialogue. And so I got lucky. So you'll see me say it like I got lucky with how his head was moving because I can't actually move my crosshair here, so I have to wait for him to walk into it. And so you'll see him drop an invisible card, because well, you'll see him drop a card from nowhere because he's invisible, and then you'll see his Titan pick him up and put him in, even though he's invisible. It's great. I love this trick. I love Andy Shot's son. Let's turn my audio off. Because, yeah, I'm just talking here. And then you see him, Titan, pick him up, put him in. And then we can crawl through his Titan because the game isn't supposed to be, doesn't think we're supposed to be moving yet. So it doesn't, so his Titan hasn't walked away yet. It's pretty funny. And then our Titan dies. So sad. Wee, so sad. Cry, cry. And then there's the last section here. I hate this wall, dude. Okay. This wall, you can't grab onto it. Like, literally half the time, you cannot grab onto that wall to my right. Do I die here because of it? Yeah, I do. I think in, like, literally 50% of the time I've gone through here, I've died to that wall because I can't grab on it. Very frustrating. And then I do escape, and then that's my ending. So how the timer works is the timer turns blue if I've stopped it and I've PB'd. These yellow ones mean I've done the best I've ever done on that segment. Red means I'm behind and losing time. Light green means I'm ahead but losing time. Or I'm ahead but ahead but losing time. Dark green means I'm ahead but I'm gaining time. So yeah, that's what that means. I did pretty good there. And then real quick, let me pull up a time stop because I missed it in my last run. And it's cool. It's really cool. All right. Okay, so if you switch time, so how this level is actually built is there's the two levels, so there's two timelines and we can swap between them. So the past and the present, or no, yeah, the past and the present. And so how it's actually built is they're stacked on top of each other, and it's actually teleporting you between them when you switch times. When you switch time. And so if you switch time and interrupt the time shift, which we do by hacking this terminal, the game will think I'm on the bottom timeline even though I am on the top one. So what happens is when I time shift after that, the game is going to send me up because it thinks I'm on the bottom. It thinks I need to go up, but I'm actually on the top. So it's actually going to put me way into the air. And then I can, so that lets me jump through walls because I teleport up way into the air. I fly past the wall and then I teleport down, so it puts me back right where I would. So then it puts me back. But now I'm past the wall. It does that. It also freezes all the enemies. Because the game thinks we're on the other timeline, it doesn't have any of the enemies move. Because it thinks we're on the other timeline. So the enemies on the other timeline would be working just fine. So when we get this screen, it means I did it slightly too late. There we go. So you saw the, like flash white like it does when a time swaps, but it didn't actually swap time. So now I hack the terminal, and then I go through this wall, and I have to backtrack slightly. I have to touch that white box in front of me, because if I just went to the end, the game wouldn't know where I was, and so it wouldn't progress. So I have to touch this box. So now the game realizes where I am, and then I progress. It's like a very strange state. I messed up my movement here because like the enemies are appearing but like not moving. Yeah, and then the game moves on. So yeah, there we go. Titanfall 2, woohoo! Yeah, fun game to speedrun. Goodbye.